Good morning. Welcome to the 10-minute morning. Today is January 24th, 2022, episode number 68. Who would have thought we'd have got this far, eh? Without your continued support, we would not. If you would like to support the 10-minute morning, please reach out to me. Very affordable advertising rates. Talking about that, special thank you to Yonke Ranches, the home of the original train station this week. Located out in Gouldtown, producing quality beef for decades and decades, and for future decades. Right on to them, thank you. So, to Beachside Burgers. Burgers are better at the beach. All right, where are we at to? Window weather. It's still staying dark. Can't get a good read on there. It was rainy. I left the car out overnight. And And it rained and so anyway, I didn't realize it got as cold as it was, so the car was frozen together solid. Weather right now is minus 18 at the dam. The sun will rise at 8:54. By noon it will be minus 19, and by 5 it will be minus 21. Getting colder throughout the day. The sun will set at 5:43. Tomorrow, low of minus 27, high of minus 13. Looks like minus 29 tomorrow night, and then we're back up to the zero-ish type weather, which is kind of nice. I don't mind it in waves. Little snap here or there. We can live with minus 18, that's for sure. Pretty good weather for ice fishing if you've got the time to go do that kind of stuff. Be careful out on the lake. There's a lot of snow. Lots of ice from what I'm hearing. Fishing's been okay for as low as the lake has been. All right, let's move on to some sporting action out on the hockey this weekend. A big weekend in the SVHL. All righty. On Friday night, the Lucky Lake Lakers took full advantage of the Lorburn 19ers having a senior in their lineup. They won in overtime, so Lucky Lake finally found some luck, 6-5. Dinsmore beat Rosetown 6-1. Unfortunately, that's as good as going to get for the Rosetown Red Wings this weekend. Kyle beat Eston 4-2. That had implications in the standings because I believe Kyle overtook Eston for the coveted second place spot, because in the SVHL, the top two get to pick their opponent. So I believe, Kyle, we will cover that probably tomorrow. Central Butte won in overtime over the Kenaston Blizzards. That had implications for the Lorburn 19ers. Central Butte on a little bit of a roll there. Kenaston has been taken to overtime the last 3 times in a row. They did redeem themselves the next night, 11-1 against the Lucky Lake Lakers. Kyle beat up on Delisle 14-4. Central Butte beat Eston 8-3. In the Butte Arena. And then some lopsided scores. Dinsmore beat Rosetown 17-4. Central Butte pulled one out 4-2 against Delisle, and then the Lucky Lake Lakers lost 5-2 against Kyle. Another good showing for Lucky Lake there. Outlook beat up on the Rosetown Red Wings 21-2. Ouch. Rosetown used to do it to people a few years ago, but still not a fan of it. Eston beat Lorburn 19ers 11-5. Still one game left in the schedule. Dinsmore plays Outlook. We will examine the playoff standings tomorrow and what they look like. Because that game tomorrow does have implications on the standings, I guess. I'm not sure how come they get away with not being done on Sunday when everybody else had to do. Lots of teams put in 3 games this weekend due to the vid just to get the season over with when they could. The Contacts this weekend, they beat Moose Jaw 5-2 on Friday. They lost to the Hounds in 6-2. And Saturday, and then they beat Yorkton 5-0. So they had a pretty good weekend. On Wednesday, they play the Blazers at the Rodham. If my schedule allows it, I think I'm going to go try and take that game in. If anybody's interested in maybe carpooling, let me know. Go catch local prospect Morgan Tasted in action. Quakers were idle this weekend. Nottingham Panthers, I believe they dropped 2 this weekend. Possibly 3. And a little foggy there. All right. Football action. Big weekend of football. I took in a lot of football this weekend. Of course, the American football was on. Green Bay Packers, the number 1 seed, lost to San Francisco. And it wasn't really their offense. Their kickers let it. The special teams let them down. They had a chance to go up quite a bit or take a 2-score lead up at the half. They missed the field goal. Then later on, they had a field goal blocked. Then late in the fourth, they had a punt blocked, brought back for a touchdown, and that was the difference. Cincinnati, they play Tennessee. I'm just going off memory here. Tennessee scored, so there was 42 seconds left, and I think it was 42, and Joe Burrow brought them all the way back down to field goal range, and a rookie kicker called a shot and made it. And Cincinnati has won 2 playoff series in a row. Good for them. You like to see things turn around, different teams available. Yesterday, what was the first game? First game was the Bucks and the LA Rams. Man, it looked nice on TV. Sunshiny day in Tampa. Crazy finish there again. The Bucks down 2.5 scores. They come back to tie it. Turnovers. The Bucks get within 1 score, within a touchdown. Then they strip a turnover. Dominic Sue there. And then Tampa Bay goes in to score, but they left 48 ticks on the clock. Drew Stafford, who looks like Darren Crozier's illegitimate son, he brought them all the way down, brought them down to the 12. I don't know how the middle of the field was open to Cooper Kupp, of all people, best receiver in the league. He goes downtown, takes them down to the 12, almost the Dallas situation where they had to get down there, get the ball spiked. They get it spiked down there with 4 seconds left. They kick their field goal to move on. Exciting football. Then watch the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. Jared Allen had a great game. Oh, unbelievable. They go, in the last 2 minutes, there was 3 touchdowns in that game. So the score, Buffalo came back, Kansas City went up, Buffalo came back, Kansas City went. They tied it with a field goal. And then it goes to overtime. NFL overtime is ridiculous. Comes down to a coin flip. If the first team scores, it's over. They got to score a touchdown. Well, each team has just scored their last 4 possessions. So chances of Kansas City scoring were pretty high. So they go down, and unfortunately for 13 seconds left on the clock. That was the thing. Buffalo scored with 13 seconds left to take a 3-point lead. They kick it for the touchback, so that runs no time off the clock. If they'd have kicked it and made him run it back, that would have taken him down to about, they'd taken 3-4 clicks off, would have left him about 9 seconds. Same thing, somehow the middle of the field gets left open. Oh, my heart breaks for, and Travis Kelce gets it. My heart breaking for Buffalo because they deserve the win there. Anyway, I am rambling on and I got to get to work. Meatloaf. The Meatloaf has done 350 degrees for 74 years. He will be missed. There isn't anything he wouldn't do for love. Me neither. Love you guys to tune in. Have a great weekend or week. Lots going on this week. Catch you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.